오늘 하루 정말 고생 많으셨습니다. 아무런 통지도 없이 시드니 지역 철도망 전체가 폐쇄되어 버리는 바람에 정말 많은 분들이 고생하셨을 걸로 알고 있습니다. 제 친구들도 저한테 연락이 와가지고 무슨 일이냐고 물어봤었는데요. 지난번에 올린 뉴스처럼 실은 오늘 2월 21일 월요일이 시드니 대중교통 파업 마지막 날이어서 저는 속으로 이 사람들 마지막 날이라부터 쉬려나 보네, 그래도 이건 좀 아니지 않나? 라고 생각했었어요. 근데 이게 웬걸, 뉴사우스 웨일즈주 주정부에서 철도망 폐쇄 조치를 내려서 오늘 이렇게 되었다고 합니다. 아주 열받고 화가 나실 분도 계실 테지만 오늘 관련 뉴스 일단 함께 보시면서 영어 표현 함께 익혀보시죠. 지난 2월 8일 뉴사우스 웨일즈주 대중교통 근로자들은 임금 인상, 대체 복무 금지 등을 이유로 2주간 파업을 시작했습니다. 그리고 2월 21일 월요일, 바로 오늘이 그 마지막 날이 될 예정이었죠. 근무자들은 약속대로 출근을 했습니다만 갑작스럽게 뉴사우스 웨일즈 교통부가 안정성 검사를 이유로 철도망 전체를 폐쇄했습니다.
Good evening. With unions and the state government at war, Sydney commuters are facing a second day without trains following today's snap shutdown of the entire rail network. Tonight, many thousands are facing a long trek home following a chaotic morning which left them confused, angry and very frustrated. A blame game was triggered after the government halted all trains on safety grounds. While the union claimed all their members were willing to work.
Manic Monday.
No public transport. I don't know what's going on.
Trains unexpectedly out of action.
Notice would have been very helpful.
Sparking a day of disruption. Passengers turned pawns in a political standoff.
This is really difficult.
As the entire network was shut down.
This is not a strike. We are not on strike.
Workers reported for duty. Some as blindsided as commuters.
Not happy because they have to tell us before.
Came to work and there's no trains, there's no work. We have no idea what's happening.
After Transport for New South Wales made an 11th hour call. To pull the pin on services.
The Premier turned off our trains this morning. He can turn them back on.
As if a government would want to stop the rail network. Governments have never stopped the rail network.
But the government did. Transport officials met with the union on Saturday and signed off on a ban on alternate working or the changing of rostered shifts or roles. But it wasn't until last night the department declared a risk assessment was needed, announcing its decision to shut down the train network just before 2 this morning.
I went to bed last night, nice and tidy at 9:30 at night, thinking everything's okay in the morning.
The government claims the limited industrial action would have made the network unsafe, accusing unions and the opposition of forcing its hand.
This is the unions playing games with the Labor Party for political purposes at the expense of our people.
The chaos coming the same day the state's union boss declared 2022 will be the year of the strike unless the government meets demands for higher wages.
This government refuses to negotiate, refuses to provide proper pay rises.
장시간 파업으로 인해 철도망에 안전상 문제가 생겼다고는 하나 예고 하나 없이 철도망 전체를 폐쇄한 것에 대한 피해는 어마무시했습니다. 당장 제 지인들만 하더라도 출근을 못해서 시프트를 변경한 사람들도 있었는데요. 뉴스를 통해 각 지역별 상황을 보니 상황은 더욱 심각했습니다. 아마 영상을 보시는 시드니 거주자분들 중에서도 이와 비슷한 경험을 하신 분이 있을 거라고 생각됩니다.
It's quite ridiculous to happen on a Monday morning.
Very upset.
There's no bus replacements.
There were eventually, but then there were the queues at all major hubs, Chatswood, Strathfield, on what was meant to be the day workers returned to the office. It was also the first day of university. Some school students were even sent home because teachers could not make it in. Taking the car meant a slow, grinding crush on our major roads. Using Uber meant paying more for your trip to work than the money you would earn once there. From Walleye Creek to North Sydney,
$150
whole day of wait.
And just as central,
It's gone up to $103, and yes, there's no buses, all the buses are full.
elsewhere, uber expensive, up to $270 between Kingswood and Parramatta, and 600% price hikes elsewhere.
출근길에 지불한 비용이 하루 급여보다 많다니 정말 가난한 유학생으로서 한숨만 나옵니다. 정말 오늘은 저희 맥쿼리 대학교 개강 첫날이기도 했는데요. 철도망 폐쇄로 개강 첫날에도 학교로 오지 못하고 온라인 수업에 참여하는 학생도 있었습니다. 하지만 이러한 상황 속에서 택시기사 그리고 우버 기사님들에게는 좋은 기회가 된 것도 사실인 것 같습니다.
A win only for taxi drivers.
I normally don't like Mondays, but this morning was reward.
그럼 내일 기차 운행은 어떻게 될까요? 뉴사우스웨일즈주 교통부에 따르면 내일까지도 그 여파가 계속될 것이라고 합니다. 개인적으로는 대체버스 또는 안전성 검사가 이미 진행된 일부 노선에서라도 운행이 가능하길 바랍니다.
Now, Amelia, the main question for commuters tonight, when will the train start running again?
Well, it's not good news, Mark. If the train network is up and running at all tomorrow, it will be significantly disrupted. I spoke to the Transport Minister a short time ago, and David Elliott told me that he will work through the night to see what can be done, whether that is limited train services on some lines or more than likely replacement buses. Meanwhile, the advice from Sydney Trains tonight is don't count on catching a train tomorrow.
Our advice is to avoid travel on the rail network where possible. Even if we are able to resolve this issue, we will still see impacts across the network tomorrow. Advise customers to use other modes of public transport.
And those other modes of public transport include buses and the metro, which will be running to schedule tomorrow as they were today. Commuters are told to keep an eye on social media as well as the Transport for New South Wales website to work out what to do.
오늘 갑작스러운 기차 운행 정지로 많은 분들이 곤란을 겪으셨을 것이라고 생각합니다. 지금까지 나온 관련 상황으로는 내일까지 영향이 있다고 하니 대책을 미리 강구해 두시는 것도 좋을 것 같습니다. 오늘 영상은 시드니 철도망 폐쇄에 대해서 간단히 전해드렸습니다. 오늘 영상도 도움이 되셨다면 구독과 좋아요 그리고 알림 설정 부탁드리겠습니다.